Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my True Senses. And today's topic it's gonna be how easy it is for us to forget our mental health. What do I mean? We have life has a lot of things. We have work, we have family, probably have school. We have a lot of things going on in our lives. And sometimes you get so caught up in all these other things that you forget to take care of your mental health. You forget to look at how you're doing mentally. What do I mean when I mean to look at yourself how you're doing mentally? What do I mean by that? I mean, have you sat down with yourself and looked at your coping mechanism, your communication skills? Have you looked at how do you manage your emotions? How do you deal with difficult situation? Do you allow yourself to see other people's point of view? Like all these are some of do you know yourself even? Like do you know your strengths, your weaknesses? Even how you communicate with others can really tell you a lot about how you're doing mentally. Like, are you willing to accommodate other people's opinion, or are you just the kind of person who's convinced that if you're not on the same side with me, then you are definitely wrong because I don't. Let's just be honest. That's not the way to be. How do you cope with things like when push comes to shove? How do you react to situations? What are your coping mechanism when you're pressed on a wall? Like how do you manage your emotions? Are you the kind of person who loses it when you're confronted? Are you the kind of person who just gets angry and lets their emotions to rule them? Like knowing all these kinds of things can really tell you how mentally you're doing, because when, let's say, I am the kind of person who loses my emotions every time, if you step on my shoe, probably it will be by mistake, or on, I don't know, let's just assume that it's by mistake, and then my reaction to you instead my reaction to you will really tell you a lot of the kind of person I am on the inside, or even how I'm doing. Like, am I going to shout at you, to call you names, to abuse you, to because I don't think that's the way you should approach things. Are you the kind of person when you have difficulty with somebody, whether in a friendship, relationship, like, are you the kind of person who just gives up everything and just disappears? Like, you avoid the whole issue instead of talking about it, because all these things really do say a lot about how you're doing mentally. How do you communicate with others? Are you the kind of person who has poor or non communication? Like, you just assume things completely instead of communicating how you feel. Because when you are dealing with people, trust me, I can't know how you're feeling unless you tell me how you're feeling. And if you don't communicate your feelings, let's say I've hurt you, then there is no way I would know that I've hurt you for me to apologize or even to correct my ways. I don't know if we're on the same page on that. Like, how you communicate with us really does matter. Are you able to express yourself? And how are you expressing yourself? Are you expressing yourself shouting, verbal abuse? Because that really isn't the best solution to have. I would say knowing yourself, your strength, your weaknesses, your coping mechanism, because we cannot, even knowing your toxic traits. Like, let's just be honest with each other. We all have some toxic traits. Even I have some toxic traits. In fact, I'm going to tell you one of them. For me, my toxic trait is overthinking. I overthink. I go above and beyond. If there's a person who jumps into conclusion completely, and I can even cry for a whole hour for something that does not even, it's not even real, it doesn't even exist, it only exists in my mind. This is there I came to know this when I sat down with myself and wrote down all the bad toxic trait I think I have. And I was like, this is one of them, and what am I going to do about it? Since I've known about it, what am I going to do about it? How am I going to work on it? You see, doing all these things is one of the ways you can take care of your mental health. Even reading up on things, getting to understand your personality trait, getting to understand how can I manage my emotions better, how can I deal with these situations better. Because giving it sometimes, yeah, getting to learn all these things about yourself will help you know where you are mentally, and can be able to help you maintain a good state of mental health. Are you sad all the time? Are you depressed all the time? What can you do about it? How can you change things? How can you Is the environment is the environment that's causing the depression? Is it your job? Like, you can find ways to manage it and be better, you see. So all I'm trying to say today is that let's not get caught up in life so much that we forget to take care of our mental health, because sooner or later it's gonna catch up with you. When something happens, when you're at a bad state, and how you react to it might actually cost you something bigger. So that is all from me. See you next.